made it! And for some reason his body's gone.
Sherry.
Where's my cola? Here it is. Just let me pick you up while holding this giant battery. So, looks like we're into the final area of the game, the lab. Because there must be a lab of a Resident Evil game. Oh, at least the nice music's back, and we gave her our jacket. It's not like we were wearing it in the first place anyway.
Claire? Oh, you're finally awake.
Isn't this...
That's okay. You keep it.
I got a
I'm
better
sure it'll
jacket
keep
now.
you safe.
Thank you, Claire. Even though I'm an only child, neither of my parents ever spent much time with me.
Not sure why you're telling me this
because of their
now.
work. I grew up alone. But now that you're with me, I finally have someone to rely upon.
Given how much I've let you down already, you've fallen down several holes, been chewed on by several dogs, and spat on by spiders, yeah, I'm probably not the best person to trust.
Sherry.
I'll just leave you to
Rest
it.
here for a bit. I'll be right back. As soon as I found the antidote for you.
Antidote for what? I've got a lot of explaining to do. Anyway, green herb. Like, sadly we can't just rub this on Sherry's wounds and everything will be fine. That'd be a real kicker. The way to cure the T-virus is just to eat loads of green herbs. Anything in here? Flame rounds. Yeah, we're gonna be using pretty much exclusively the grenade launcher from here on out. Take that. Don't need the ink ribbon. Okay, put away the spark shot, and put away our handgun finally. Let's take the flame rounds. No, keep the grenade launcher. Take flame rounds. Nope. Take those. Any other grenade rounds that we're missing? Oh, we'll take the weapon box key as well. And now we have all of our grenades. Plenty of flame, and we're going to be getting use out of all of them. And we got a green herb for good luck. I'm sure we'll only need one. Anyway, let's get to exploring the lab. No point going down there. That's an elevator that we can't use because we don't have the key, and you don't even use that in scenario B. Okay, first port of call is we need to go down here and we need to start restoring some power. Because we need to get ourselves a nice fuse box. Locked door there, locked door there. We need to get ourselves around here. To this ice room. Not sure why it's an ice room, but hi-ho, why not? See, first aid spray that we don't need, and fuse case, what we do need. Control box used for super low temperature experiments. I like that language there, super low temperature. I could set a superconductor fuse here if I had a fuse case, which you do. Anyway, use the fuse case. Let's make ourselves a fuse. I like this bit. Just watching a machine go around and just... I'm not sure if it's smart to be building like your electronics in like deep freeze conditions. I'm not really sure if electrics work that well in frozen conditions, but the robot seems to be having fun. And we got ourselves a fuse. We'll take the main fuse. So let's go and use that on that main control bit we saw in the middle there, so we can start restoring power to some parts of this area. Gonna need a key if we want to get through there. Yeah, let's put our fuse in. Yay, we have power. Now we need to go down the red corridor. Okay, see what we can find around here then. Gonna equip my grenade launcher just in case. That doesn't sound healthy. What's this? Bowgun bolts. We won't be taking those. We don't need those. Now this is important. Lab security manual. In the instance of uncontrollable biohazard breakout, all security measures will be directed towards the underground transport facility. In the instance that any abnormalities are detected among the cargo in transit, all materials will automatically be transported to the loading zone to the designated high-speed train, at which point all materials will be isolated and disposed of immediately. In the instance of a Class 1 emergency, the entire train will be purged and disposed of without delay. In the instance that the lab itself becomes contaminated, the northernmost route currently used to transport materials to and from the facility will be designed as the emergency escape route. This route will be secure passage to the relay point outside the city limits. Ooh, I bet we'll be using those. Disclosure about any information regarding research conducted here or the existence of the facility is strictly prohibited. It is top priority to keep this research classified. Escape under access may be denied under certain extenuating circumstances. So basically, yeah, we know you're being infected, but since you might go ahead and tell people, we're not going to let you. Anyway, that computer there can be used in order to, what do you call it? Use a BOW gas, which weakens the, enemies here, but it makes it stronger during the B scenario, which is what we don't want. Since we don't want strong enemies. So we're going to keep them as regular enemies in this scenario, and then weaken them during the B scenario. Hello, Lickers. It's been a while since we've seen you. Got both of you. 1, 2. And only took a slight hit there. And inside here we find grenades! Always helpful to have. Take them both, since, what do we call it, Leon ain't gonna need them. And unlock that door. Tui. Now, you're probably wondering why I'm carrying around all 3 of those grenade rounds. It's because different enemies react different ways. And this enemy coming up, we definitely need the flame rounds for. I hate this particular enemy. Especially when you're going for a no-save run like I am. These are the plant monsters. I can't remember what their official names are, but they are plant monsters. They are annoying because of that particular attack. They have a long-range attack. A poisonous long-range attack, I might add. Luckily, they burn pretty quickly. There's the other one. Oh, burnt them both. Yeah, those they spit pretty poisonous acid. They're basically the spiders of this area, so if you use the BOW spray, they won't spit, and it'll also be a lot weaker, but we don't want that. Herbs! Yoink. And yoink. A lot of herbs in this area. I also wonder, what the heck is this giant thing? This is never explained. It's like a Plant 42 thing going on, but we never fight it, so... Clonk. A lot of clonking going on here. Onward we go. Okay, switch back to acid. Oh boy, I can hear a lick. There's a licker. Come on, take your steps forward. What do you think of that? Oh god. Oh no! No. I said no. Okay, more green herbs. Always useful. Thank God we got that side pack earlier. So we can collect all of them. And there's also a save box up here if I remember correctly, so we can deposit them. This is our safe room for now. You can get a map from that computer, but we don't need it. And let's dump those green herbs that we piled up on. How many green herbs we had? Look, if I had this many green herbs in Resident Evil 1, I would have had no worries. We'll keep one for now. Because if I remember correctly, there's a red herb around the corner. This corridor, and with this we can find ourselves a red herb. Oh, and a laboratory door. I guess that's also important. Mix those herbs, get ourselves a nice full heal, and out here we go. This locker is what we need the weapon box for, because that gives us more grenades. Always helpful. We're actually going to load those grenades now, because we have got the final room which has zombies in it. At least until, well, I think this is the final room anyway. I think there's like a few more later on when we got our, you know, regular escape sequence going on. It's always fun to blow up some zombies. Hello. Goodbye. It's always fun to blow up some zombies. Like I said, a grenade launcher isn't as tough as the bazooka, because if you fire the bazooka at the zombies in the first game, literally, like, their whole body would just detonate. We got ourselves the lab card key, which is what we need. And this thing is vaccine synthesis. We need to find the base vaccine, which luckily we can do because we got that key now. Go away. That's all the zombies blown up. So let's go and find ourselves that base vaccine using that key card we got. Whoa, hello, Annette. Where you been?
Annette!
You killed William. I'll never forgive you for that.
He was a giant monster. You said himself had none of his original memories.
I've just prepared a sample of the G-Virus. And this time, no one will take it from me. This is the most significant piece of research my husband has ever left in my hands.
Stop it! Sherry's in serious trouble. William implanted her with his embryos. There's no telling when they'll pupate. And if that happens, then Sherry won't... won't.
What?
That didn't sound healthy.
William.
Why are you running towards him? You yourself said he has none of his original memories. He is not going to protect you. Oh god, and he's lost his pants. His face is still in his chest.
William. You're alive.
What did you think was going to happen? Yeah, we're going to slightly ignore her now. We're going to go into this room instead. And oh god, this is the room I hate the most in the game. Mainly for one particular reason. There's a really squeaky reason. Got a nice bit of Morse code going on there. God, I hate this room, I hate this room, I hate this room. Actually, I think we need the fire ones mostly. The reason I hate this room is because... because the enemy is a giant moth, and I have a massive freaking thing about wasps. Not wasps, moths even. Oh god, burn it, burn it, burn it, burn it, burn it, burn it, burn it! Burn it, burn it, burn it, burn it, burn it! Ugh. Oh, I hate moths, I hate moths, I hate moths! Burn those ones as well. Anyway, we need to do this to operate the computer in order to... So, username is going to be... guest. And we can register our fingerprint. Now you get the guest thing from reading another article that I skipped over by accident, honestly, because I never bother reading it, so I just kind of forgot it was there. Anyway, register our fingerprint. This is going to be useful for when we are in the B scenario, because that allows us to get a special item afterwards by registering both fingerprints, and I'll show you where you register those fingerprints. Okay, sorry about that, Annette. I kinda left you to die there. You okay? Oh, no you're not.
William is still alive. He's getting stronger with each skin he casts off.
Was he a snake?
Tell me what I need to know. How can I save Sherry?
I have detailed information. Everything you need to know to prepare the antidote is right here.
Sadly, I bled all over it, so you're gonna have to kind of fudge the numbers. Instructions for the synthesis of the G-virus antigen, G-vaccine, codenamed Devil. Any beings infected with the G-virus will reproduce through the impregnation of an embryo within another living being. Unless rejected by the host, the embryo will undertake a gradual cellular invasion, infecting the host cells on a molecular level as it rewrites their DNA. Once the metamorphosis is complete, the host will be capable of continuing the cycle of self-replication. The duration of time for this process to run its course will vary from subject to subject. In the early stages of cellular invasion, it is possible to halt progression of the metamorphosis through the administration of the G-vaccine antigen. The following procedure details its synthesis. The vaccine creation requires the base vaccine, which can be arranged by the activator VAM. First, set the empty cartridge into the VAM and activate it. After several moments, the process will be complete, and the white-coloured base vaccine will be set in the cartridge automatically. Then confirm the green light it's on, remove the cartridge, and proceed to the next step. Once the base vaccine has been prepared, set in the vaccine synthesis machine located on the P4 level experiment room. The machine is fully automated and only requires the user to push the sequence start switch. At this point, the program will run automatically and synthesis will be complete in approximately 10 seconds. As the synthesis of Devil is an extremely delicate process, the quality may vary with slight shocks or changes of temperature. Careful handling is required for proper results. So basically, don't start shaking and juggling this virus.
Save my daughter. And tell her I'm sorry I wasn't a better mother. Tell her I love her.
Oh, poor Annette. Still your fault for running into the damn... Oh, she bled all over the floor. In Resident Evil lore, that means she's dead. Oh god.
The self-destruct sequence has been activated. Repeat, the The self-destruct sequence has been activated. This sequence may not be aborted. All employees proceed to the emergency car at the bottom platform.
Platform. Wouldn't be Resident Evil without the self-destruct sequence. Anyway, let's get running. Luckily, the timer won't kick in for the self-destruct thing until we get far enough into the, what do we call it, virus antigen making procedure. I couldn't English good. Anyway, let's grab a green herb just to heal ourselves up to back to full. No. What green herbs we got? Okay, back up to full. Let's switch over to grenades.